It's on the 1-yard line. 3rd down and goal to go. Penalty flags are down. The Giants have put it in the end zone. Let's wait for the officials and the penalty.
Well, hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. And welcome to the Gridiron. And I want to go over the Giants running back situation heading into the draft. Now, we're not chock full of running backs as of right now. So that might be something possibly we might want to address in the draft. Of course, we got Saquon coming back from injury. There's, obviously you got to feel pretty good knowing him that he's going to try to be back by week 1, but obviously still there's no guarantees. And just getting a feeling from Joe Judge that he's not pushing him, to be ready or to start playing before he's ready. So, but Saquon is going to try to be back as soon as he possibly can. So, if you got that, then we got Devontae Booker, who we signed for about $2.5 million this year. Okay. He played with first 4 years. He was with Denver. Then he went to the Raiders last year. He played 1 year. Had an okay year. I know he averaged like 4.5 yards a carry. He had 3 touchdowns, 93 carries. He had a little over 400 yards. 17 receptions for like 84 yards. I don't know if he had any touchdowns receiving, but nothing super spectacular. So then he goes, we still got Elijah Penei. All right. But that's a fullback. Then we got Cullen Gillespie, the fullback who we signed. He's a little under $1 million. I also saw, I think on our roster, we got Jordan Chun from Troy. I think we're paying like the league minimum, $660,000. So we're not really loaded in the running back situation, especially if Saquon may not be ready, for week 1, or especially if Saquon the past couple of years has been injured. You're going to let Devontae Booker just, handle the load the rest of the year? I don't think so. So if we don't address it in the draft, I'm sure we got like, $1 million or something or whatever. Wayne A-Train Gallman's still out there. I mean, with the way the salary cap situation's been this year and all, I'm sure he was kind of hoping to get some money, and a nice little contract. But with the way the salary cap's been going, I'm sure he's not getting any, or if he's getting any offers, it's probably nowhere near what he wants. But I guess now that the free agency first wave is, the frenzy is gone by, teams are looking toward the draft, and then after the draft's over, whoever hasn't addressed their running back situations, and I'm sure they'll just start giving Wayne a call. And if the Giants don't address it, they're gonna have to pick the phone up and have to start calling for somebody. I mean, Wayne Gallman, why not? I mean, he did okay last year for us. He was a huge factor in that win against Seattle. And he knows the offense, right? He's spent the first 4 years of his career with the Giants. I mean, if he'll take $1 million for 1 year, why not? We also got I hope I pronounced the guy's name right. Sandro Platzgummer from from Austria. Now it's the NFL IPPP, the NFL International Player Pathway Program, I believe it's called. I don't think every team, but I think certain teams each year get a player from internationally, and because the NFL, they're trying to expand, And so we had him last year on our team, or in the program. He didn't make the team at all or anything. He's not real big. He's about 200 pounds. I don't think he's even 6 foot tall. I think he has he's around maybe a 4.5. He has a 39-inch vertical. I've seen some highlights of him. I mean, the guy's got some moves, but the moves that I saw him on was when he was playing in Austria. The Austrian league he played for, he had almost 1,000 yards rushing. I believe he had 15 touchdowns. But then again, that's in Austria. That's not the NFL. So, hey, I wish him nothing but the best. I hope, if he finds a place on the roster, I'm all for it. But, I mean, if he didn't make it last year, I mean, I'm sure he's trying to improve his game as time goes by, and every time he keeps coming back over here to the United States, I'm sure he picks up some pointers, and he's just going to do nothing but help his game. But I don't know if he's ever going to make it on our team. But if we don't address in the draft, we have to pick somebody else up. But also kind of goes to the point where, we have till May 3rd to pick up Saquon's 5th-year option. And why wouldn't we? This year, I think we're paying him $10 million. His 5th-year option is $7 million. I mean, it would be crazy not to pick it up. We have Devontae Booker for next year, I believe, too. So we got, if we pick up Saquon's 5th-year option, we have him for this year and next year. We got Devontae Booker for this year and next year. We don't have any other running backs. So we're either going to need to, address it in the draft this year, or if not this year, next year, because, I mean, you don't need. It's not like the wide receivers. You need, a slot guy. You need you need number one receiver. You need another guy. Then you need a couple more guys on the. It's not like that. I mean, but you could use at least 3 running backs on your team, and as of right now, really we only kind of have 2, and it's going to be a huge year. A huge year. I don't know if Devontae Booker is somebody we're going to want to re-sign after next year. But it's a huge year for Saquon. Can he stay healthy? If he stays healthy this year, can he stay healthy next year? That's huge. I mean, the talent's there, but if he can't stay healthy, it's a business. It's a wonderful, wonderful game, but it's a business after all. I mean, may not re-sign him, which further presses the point where we might need to sign somebody. Now, I don't think we're going to sign. If we do sign anybody, a running back this year in the draft, it won't be in the first round, won't be in the second round. At the absolute earliest, I can see might be the 3rd round. Might be. Possibly the 4th round. If we wait till the 6th round, because we got 2 picks in the 6th round, I mean, we could pick somebody in the 6th round, and serviceable, but, but if you want to get somebody, at least reasonably decent, the 3rd or 4th round might be where you might want to pick somebody up. Now, as I said, there's some guys will be in the 1st round, maybe the 2nd round that we're not going to wind up getting. But there are some guys that I've seen. Kenny Gainwell, I think from Memphis. Projected, some of these guys I've seen projected anywhere from the 2nd round to the 4th round. Now, I don't know if we're going to wind up, if he'll be there in the 2nd round or the 3rd or 4th round for us. But, he's pretty good. Now, he sat out the 2020 year because I think he lost 4 members of his family to COVID. So he sat out the 2020 season. In 2019, he had a very good year. He had averaged over 6 yards a carry. He had 1,459 yards rushing. He had 13 touchdowns. He had 51 receptions for over 600 yards and another 3 touchdowns. That's pretty impressive. Now, as I said, he might be off the board by the time we get to him in the 3rd or 4th round, if we're going to pick a running back, of course. Then it's... I mean, there's a you guys know the guy I saw was Kylan Hill from Mississippi State. He had a great opening day game this year against LSU, and then he got into like some type of a locker room altercation, I believe, and then he decided after that to sit out the rest of the season, prepare himself for the draft. But in 2019, he had a decent year. He had 5.7 yards a carry for over 1,300 yards and 10 touchdowns. There's Trey Sermon from Ohio State, who he transferred from Oklahoma. He's pretty good. I've seen him from anywhere from the 2nd to the 4th round. There's Ramondre Stevenson from Oklahoma. He's very good. Once again, 2nd to 4th round. These guys, this guy here, I thought I saw from the 3rd to the 5th round, possibly projected to go. Chuba Hubbard from Oklahoma State. He's a Canadian, but he's pretty good. This year he played this year, but he had a high ankle sprain, so he only played like half the season, I believe it was. But in 2019, he did pretty good. He was in 13 games. He had over 300 attempts. He had over 2,000 yards rushing. He had 6.38 yards a rush, and he had 21 touchdowns. Pretty impressive from Oklahoma State. I heard anywhere from the 3rd to the 5th round because he had the high ankle sprain, but he also had some injuries too. He had a couple surgeries after the 2019 season, so that, I believe, pushed him back. If he didn't have the injury history, the problems with the injury, he would possibly maybe go in the 2nd round. But I saw a 3rd to 5th round because of the injuries that he's had. Now, then there's one more interesting guy that Trey Ragas from Louisiana Lafayette, those Raging Cajuns. And why is that so important? Well, because Rob Sale was there. In 2019, Trey had 116 attempts for over 800 yards rushing, 7 yards per carry, and he had 11 touchdowns. So if Rob Sale's very familiar with him, and Rob Sale get the offensive line going, might certainly want to think about at least thinking about getting Trey Ragas, because he had a very good job when he was the Raging Cajuns. So the 1st round, no. 2nd round, no. We're not going to. If anything, if we are going to get a running back, we're going to be the 3rd, 4th round. I said we'll get one of the 6th, but if we're going to get somebody who's going to possibly help us make an impact, look for the 3rd or 4th round. And I said, sooner or later we're going to need to get somebody. We're going out. We're signing a lot of guys to short contracts, which is great. So you're not on the hook, or reeling in the big one. You're not on the hook for like 4 or 5 years, which is fine. But if you want to, you have to obviously you got to keep re-signing the guys. So, but we're starting to run out of running backs, and if Saquon keeps getting hurt, we're going to have pretty much almost like no running backs. So sooner or later, we're going to have to draft. At least think about drafting a running back. If not this year, if we don't draft one this year, we're going to have to get on the phone after the draft's over and maybe get Wayne Gallman back. If not, if we don't draft one this year, we have to draft one next year. Because we have like 2 running backs and we have 2 fullbacks, and I know it's a passing league, and you're getting away from maybe running the ball as much. But Saquon's health is always an issue. He's always one tackle away, one cut away, one time jumping over an opposing ball player away from hurting himself again. And he's only had the one year where he was healthy all year. 2nd year he high ankle sprain. Last year he played 1 game pretty much, and then he was out. So we're hurting for some running backs here. So look for maybe possibly taking one in the 3rd or 4th round this year. Well, as always, guys, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to check out this video. You guys stay safe out there and go Giants. Woo!